Welcome to Keep It Off. My name is Tommy and we got a good one for you today. Today we're doing 2 recipes out of the RJF Anabolic Cookbook. When I saw these videos when they came out, I thought to myself, well, when I saw the first one, which was the Chipotle chicken episode, I thought, that looks great, but what do you pair it with? Well, sure enough, about a week later, he comes out with another video called SUPERGREEN Cheesy Alfredo Pasta, and I thought, wow, a protein pasta? That would go great with the Chipotle chicken. So I thought, let's merge these two together, make kind of like a meal prep video out of it, and we can review 2 recipes out of his cookbook. My name is Tommy, and if you like videos just like this, where we go over recipe reviews and just cover the whole gamut of dieting lifestyle, then please consider subscribing to Keep It Off, because we got a whole lot more in store for you. Let's go!
Get strong.
We're gonna try to get these 2 recipes kind of going simultaneously. Before we start weighing out our chicken for the Chipotle chicken recipe, what we're gonna do is start getting our protein pasta under a boil. We've got our water on the stove. Don't forget to salt it, by the way. And we'll just wait for that to boil. While we're waiting for that to boil, we'll start prepping the chicken. We're gonna weigh out our chicken. We need 996 grams. As you're doing it, you also want to check and make sure that you're not leaving any like ugly fat on it. You don't want to eat all that, right? So I believe that these are pre-cleaned, so we're gonna save ourselves some time. But 996 grams going in. This is 996 grams, which is equal to 2.3 pounds of chicken. So if my math is correct, it's just over, if we divide this by 5, it's just gonna be about 7 ounces or just over that per portion. Normally you would put this into a Ziploc and you would pound it out with like a mallet or something, but because the breasts that I bought are already very thin, we don't need to do that. Next up, we gotta get our sauce going for this. So I've got my blender on the scale here and we're gonna get ready for the marinade. First, we're gonna start with 112 grams of water. This is the first time I've seen Remington use this in one of his recipes, but he's using 10 grams of olive oil. You definitely wanna make sure that you're pouring very carefully with this, because by my estimations, 10 grams is 80 calories. So, and 10 grams is not much. 14 grams of ancho chili powder. Okay, next up is chiles, chipotle, and adobo sauce. This was a little bit hard to find. At your local supermarket, check the Latin aisle. 30 grams of this going in. There's peppers in here and sauce, so you want to try to get a little bit of everything. Wow, that was 27. So I don't think another pepper's making it in there. Next up, 3 grams of cumin, 1 gram of oregano. He said a splash of pepper or to taste, and salt, a splash of salt. Last up, if you have fresh garlic, you're welcome to use it, but I'm gonna put in 5 grams of minced garlic. All right, so our water is boiling. We wanna get our protein pasta in the water. We need 448 grams of protein pasta. All right, that's 413. It looks like it was just over a box. This is 448 grams of pasta. Water's boiling. We wanna get that in there. Our Chipotle sauce is all in the blender. Now let's mix it up. All right, so our sauce looks like it's done, and it is just the liquid in there. I don't see any chunks anywhere. Moving right along. Now we've got our chicken in a Ziploc bag, and we're gonna dump our Chipotle sauce inside. Try to get it everything. I want all that sauce. Because I don't want to waste any of this sauce, let's get a clean piece of chicken from the bottom and rub it all up on this. See all that sauce we would have left behind? All right, so we're gonna strain our pasta. So we're moving right along. After we strained our pasta, we're gonna throw it back into this pot, and now we're gonna prep the sauce on that. We just leave it right here and let it just chill out. Now that we have our sauce in the Ziploc, we're gonna seal her up, get all the air out. Get it nicely mixed. Get it all that sauce all over that chicken, just like with any marinade. And then you're gonna wanna throw it in the fridge for a little bit before you cook it. Let that chicken soak in. If you have the ability to do it, let it sit in there overnight. We are definitely running and gunning today, and we are moving right along considering we're doing 2 recipes at the same time. But I think that's gonna end up being a nice marinade. Plenty of sauce. At one point I was concerned that it wasn't enough sauce, but looking at it now, we'll be doing just fine. Next up, we're gonna be working on our sauce for our super green cheesy Alfredo pasta. And we're gonna need a pan. If you're using fresh garlic, I am not, I'm using minced garlic, being lazy. If you're gonna use fresh garlic, it's 2 whole cloves or to taste. So I'm gonna use 1.5 teaspoons here of garlic. I do like the taste of garlic quite a bit, and that should be plenty. And then you're gonna need 280 grams of spinach. It looks like a lot, but this is going to cook down. We're gonna cook that and saute it right in there with the garlic so you get all those nice flavors. I'm gonna spray my pan a little bit. I'm using 0-calorie avocado spray. So as you can see here, that big pile of spinach cooked down a crazy amount. All right, so next up we've got 290 grams of broccoli. I'm gonna throw this into the microwave. Remington had a steam bag, which in hindsight I probably should have done that too, but we're gonna throw it in the microwave, we're gonna cook it up and get it soft. We've got our broccoli cooked and we've got our spinach cooked and sauteed with the garlic. So now we've got to get everything into our food processor or blender and make our green sauce. So we're gonna get all our broccoli in there. This is 290 grams of broccoli. 290 grams of broccoli in. 280 grams of pre-cooked spinach. The spinach smells really good. 112 grams of chicken broth. 180 grams of the lowest Alfredo sauce that you could find. Remington had a lower calorie one than this one, but this was the lowest I could find. 180 grams of this. Don't forget to give a dash of salt and pepper. And then 112 grams of fat-free mozzarella. That's just gonna bind it all together and get it more creamy. And then you're gonna blend it for 2 to 3 minutes. Looks like our mixture is done. You wanna put your flame on nice and low, and then we're gonna soak the spaghetti with this sauce. All right, so you're gonna wanna mix it all in there and get all the pasta nicely coated with our sauce. This does seem like a lot of sauce. We'll see how it cooks down. So our sauce is cooking very nicely right into the spaghetti. We just want to make sure that it doesn't stick to the bottom of the pan. All right, so just move it around every once in a while. And we're gonna get right back to the chipotle chicken. Put that on a pan right now and cook that up. As you can see here, our chicken has been marinating for a little bit of time now. It looks pretty soaked in there. So we're gonna get all that flavor, all that chipotle flavor on that chicken. Now the chicken should cook pretty quickly because it's very thin. Chicken is all cooked up, and let me tell you, I wish you guys had smell vision because it smells amazing. My wife already tried a bite of it and she said it's very juicy. It does have a little bit of a kick. So for my people that like a little spice in their meal, I think it's gonna complement very well with the pasta. What we're gonna do is we're gonna cut these into more bite sizes. Our chicken is fully cooked and our pasta is fully cooked. All that's left now is dividing it into our meal prep containers. We're gonna put the pasta on the scale. We're gonna zero out, and then we're gonna add a few hundred grams to each dish until we've used all the pasta and we're able to distribute it out evenly. Now that we got our pasta done, now it's on to the chicken, and we're gonna use that same method. I did not think it was gonna be this much pasta, so kind of pleased with that. We are all done. Before we go over the numbers, let's give this a taste test and let's see, is it worth for you guys to be making at home? It doesn't just matter about the protein and the calories, it also matters, does it taste good? Is it worth for us to be spending our time doing this? This wasn't a complicated dish to make, but it does take time, right? So let's give her a taste. The meat, first off, is very juicy. Oh, and it has some spice. It's very juicy. If you season it the way that Remington described in his video and you don't overcook the chicken, perfect. I like that spice. I like that spice a lot. I could picture using this chicken on other dishes as well, for sure. I'm not a big pasta guy, just because I don't necessarily like to have so much carbs. I'm not a carbophobe or anything like that, just calories add up. But let's see what we got here. That's good. I get the cheese, I get the Alfredo. I don't taste so much of the spinach, but I do taste the broccoli, but that's good. That's really good. All right, let's go over all the numbers and then I'll give you my complete thoughts on everything. Before I give you my final thoughts on that dish, let's go over some numbers. I guess I should give you individual numbers, but before I do that, I want to give you the total numbers as one complete dish, okay? You're looking at 644 calories for that whole Tupperware that I showed you. And in that, you're getting 70 grams of protein, 10 grams of fiber, only 58 net carbs, 11 grams of fat. So pretty lean, and it was pretty heavy. So that, I'm very, very pleased with the amount of volume, how much we're getting for how many calories. 70 grams of protein for 644 calories. So that's pretty darn good. Now, let's go over each one individually. So for the super green Alfredo pasta, you're looking at 408 calories, and there was a lot of pasta there. 57.9 net carbs, 26 grams of protein in pasta. 26 grams of protein. And only 5.4 grams of fat. That's pretty darn good. Most of the fiber from the two meals obviously is coming from the pasta, about 10 grams of fiber per serving. Now the chicken, we're looking at only 235 calories. It worked out to be just about 7 ounces of chicken per serving. And with that, you're gonna get 44.4 grams of protein, half of a carb, and 5.46 grams of fat. So it was pretty darn lean. Final thoughts. This is a win-win. I rate this dish about an 8.5 on 10. It had a lot of flavor. It had a lot going on. It's gonna be very filling, I can tell right away. It's not very difficult to meal prep. I would say probably, without recording, maybe 40 minutes and you got 5 dishes for the week. That's pretty good in my book. I would definitely recommend that you try these dishes at home. And please, if you do try these dishes, tag me on Instagram, leave a comment down below. In the comments, I do have a link to Remington's channel and a link to Remington's cookbook. These are not affiliate links, but just want to show him some love. They are his recipes. So head over to his channel. He's got hundreds of recipes on his channel. One more thing. Remember, get it off and keep it off. Peace.
Be strong.